Welcome, everyone. It is the 19th of January, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and this is the We on Fire new weekly Thursday training and highlighting call. So I want to start the call. My name is Michelle Ricci, and it's good to see you all. I think everybody knows me here. So I really want to bring on. Well, I see Michelle Rowland is on here. I want to bring Michelle on and shout you out. You hit UBT recently. Yeah. And I wanted to ask you, that's so exciting, especially was that your first time?
That was my first time. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and what shifted for you and what happened? How'd you get your UBT?
For me, it was just making sure that I was being consistent with my posting and reaching out. And I think that's what really made the shift for me, because before it was like I noticed that I was getting discouraged a lot because I wasn't getting the responses that I was wanting, or the desired results that I was wanting. So I was telling Laura, I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to stay focused and consistent and continue plugging in, like doing what I need to do and reaching out and making those connect calls, and without worrying about not getting a sale or whatever, just sharing. And so that's kind of what shifted. And then all of a sudden it was like I was getting all these messages that just started kind of flooding in with people that I had been in contact with for like the past 6 or 8 months, that just kept putting it off and putting it off. And just that consistency, I think, really put me over the edge there.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And thanks for bringing that up. We talk about that a lot, where the seeds that we plant today come to fruition in the next 90, 120 days. Sometimes we don't see it for a while, but really it is about developing the relationship, because who just wants somebody to buy something for 30 days? We're really helping people shift their lifestyles, and that's more of a long game. And so once you realize it's just no for now and it's about building the relationship, I think you can really plant those seeds and nurture those relationships. So what shifted in your belief? Like, what had to shift in you in order to make that shift?
I think it was my why, my reason for doing this. And I went back to that. I was like, I have my why, my reason for doing this. And I need to focus on that, and stay true to my reason, my why.
What's your why, Michelle?
Financial freedom, number one, and being able to have that time with my children and family, and obviously being able to afford the things that I need to afford. And yeah, that was my number one thing, is
I love
building
it.
this business.
Give me 1 second. There you go. What were your action steps? Like, what did you do? Did you set a certain amount of people that you wanted to follow up with? Did you reach into a new area? Like, what did you have to do, or what did you get to do in order to really, kill fear with action?
I think being organized was number one too, is getting organized, because I noticed that I wasn't as organized, and I had a lot of stuff was just everywhere. It was just random. And I was getting organized with who I was reaching out, who I had reached out in the past, who I needed to follow up with, and then plugging into all of our Zoom calls. That was big too. I was dedicated and committed to plugging in and learning and getting educated. And then that helps build that motivation and that, focus, and that team building spirit. So I think I made sure it was like I'm committed to joining in on the Zoom calls all the time, and plugging in, staying focused.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. I think that was one of the biggest things for me too, is just making a decision to hire myself and understand when my meetings were during the day, and really saying no to other things, or readjusting other things in my calendar so that I could be here and with the team and with the training. So that's fantastic. how did you organize your list? Like, did you create different lists of people?
Yeah, so I initially I had like an A, B, and C list. My hot leads that were ready to start now or within like a week, and then I had ones that like my C list, which I learned through my real estate business as well. We had A, B, and C leads, and so I kind of organized them in that way where I had my middle ground people. And the ones that just kind of were not quite on board just yet. So I wouldn't reach out to them quite as often as I would the ones that were ready. So I organize it that way. And Laura and Bob, we've made it a point to meet with each other and get on our own little Zooms and collaborate. So it was like working together with other people on the team really helped because we're bouncing ideas off each other and lifting each other up where we're weak at and we need that extra support. So um we all have our strengths within our group. So we feed off of each other that way. And Bob's been a huge help. He's great at organizing and putting things in his calendar and stuff. And he's kind of like, we were just like, we need to do this. We need to get organized. So
Love that. So time blocking and really being organized, making your list, changing
yeah.
up your messaging for your different lists. And so lastly, I'll ask you, what how are you talking about the smart order? When are you bringing up the smart order? Tell me about your smart order process with your customers.
Oh, good question. So when I initially talk about the program, I immediately go into how this isn't just a one and done thing, a 30-day get quick fix thing, that commitment long term is important, and staying on the smart order helps them to be committed to that. That way they're not running out of their product and it's getting shipped to them as they're running out and it's ready for them to use. Um, and to at least commit to a 90-day transformation to see that it really works. And then I also put in, that if that we do have the 60-day money back guarantee, and to hold off, even if they're feeling like things aren't moving along or things aren't changing, even after the 30 days, which I always, let them know that you are going to see changes within 30 days. You're not going to see the full benefits, but you're going to see changes in their ongoing. I mean, I'm going on my second year here and I'm still experiencing changes. So I share that with them too, that it's ongoing, and peeling back those layers of, decades of toxic buildup in our
What?
system. So I really
No.
focus on that. And so they're pretty gung-ho about staying on the smart order, although I do have some that fall off, but
Great. I love that. And we're going to talk a little bit today. Amy and I are going to do a bit of a training with you guys about some languaging and lists and having that 90-day conversation and the smart order and things like that. I really can appreciate, that, Michelle. Thanks for your wisdom on that. And yeah, I like to say to people, as I get them set up, your first and second order are going to be already built right in.
right.
So, well, that's exciting. And did it all happen in one day, or did it happen like over the course of a week? And did you realize what was happening, or did you plan on it?
I didn't really plan on it. It was almost like all this work that I had put in months before, these people just kind of flooded in, and I wasn't even sure I was going to hit UBT because it was like the last day of the week, and I had two that week, and I'm like, oh my gosh, am I going to do this? But yeah, so it wasn't planned. I don't know if did we ever plan it?
No, I
You
don't
know?
think so. But how fun and exciting for you. Well, thanks for sharing your voice, Michelle.
Thank you.
And congratulations to Laura and Bob too for supporting your brand partner and for working together. I want to highlight Paylin next. Paylin is works with us in our group. And hi, Paylin.
Hi everyone. Hi Michelle.
So, Paylin, we're talking about UBT, and I know this wasn't the most recent UBT wasn't your first UBT. You've actually hit UBT several times in your, let's see, April, May. Gosh, it's almost been a year. I guess we're at like maybe 8 months, huh? That you've been with the company.
Yeah, well, probably more than that because I think I started in February.
Got it.
So yeah, 10 months.
So yeah, so tell us about your UBT strategy and how you're leveraging this promotion.
You know what? I have to be honest with you. When I talk to people or enroll people, I didn't really think about it that much. So that's why I wasn't. I mean, if I hit it, that's great. And I realized there were times that I didn't hit it because I may enroll 4 people in a week, and then the next week will be 2. And then I suddenly realized, I should have just split them, right? 3 each week. So sometimes I wasn't very mindful for it. But it's so I wouldn't say that I have any strategy, but now I think I would like to be more mindful for it. Thank you for Michelle's reminding me. So for me this year, this New Year nourishment, it just happened to be, I think it's a timing of the year when people really want to do something about their health. And then also the recent enrollments, for me, those are all people I've been talking to for quite some time. So most of them are just follow up, and then they just ride the wave of this New Year nourishment campaign. Also because I kind of open myself up, because usually my program is always 3 months plus one-on-one coaching. And so, but just having my clients take the opportunity of the New Year nourishment without signing up with my one-on-one coaching, to a lot of them seem to be very motivating because they don't have to put so much investment in the whole program right away. And so I think that helps with bringing in people. So if you say there's any strategy, I think that would be the strategy. You just really lower the threshold for them to come in just to start.
Yeah, so you guys noticing a pattern here, right? So developing the relationships, going in for the long game, just watering those seeds, being organized, leveraging what's in place, leveraging the tools, so leveraging the New Year nourishment, being consistent, and staying organized and on top of your list. When we were in the training in California in October, Laura Guccione did a training on her list, and she covets this list. This list is always living. It's always growing. It's always changing. Nobody falls through the tracks. If you are on her list, you're on her list until, I don't know if anybody ever tells you need to stop contacting me or they sign up, but in general, it's like she is just invested in those relationships. And so, the more and I also love, Palin, what you said, because I know that you are a coach and your programs are several $1,000s to work with you, but this is also another way. So it's that is also a strategy of offering kind of more and then backing it out. Yeah.
So I think for me, it's definitely compared to last year when I first started. Now I am definitely better in converting them. So I'm more confident too, because last year when I started, I let people do the 30-day program, and then what's next? I didn't know what to do. But now I have all the tools and the skills and confidence to convert them after 30 days into my program. And that's what I've been hoping for, that would happen. And then so for me, the Chinese New Year is this Sunday, and a lot of my Chinese folks, they really want to wait until past Chinese New Year. And so I hope that would be really another opportunity for my community of people to jump in. Yeah, so timing, I think timing really is important at this time of year.
Yeah. Well, and we have a great program that they can leverage when they're ready. So do you
Mhm.
have a strategy for following up with everybody after the Chinese New Year? Like what will you send people an email, or do you have lists of people that are in different stages
Yeah.
of interest or?
So for me now, for those who are enrolled, like 7 or 8 of them, I would offer a group coaching, a pot group coaching. Because these are all just people going through the detox program, right, with the Purium. And then for the Chinese folks, what I just did a live on the Facebook, I would be offering a small group coaching, so about 10 to 15 people. But these people, they don't necessarily only do Purium. They get to choose between they want to do the detox program or they want to do the energy medicine part of the program, but just have them included in the group program, and then they can choose from there on. So that's kind of my plan. And then the email is one strategy, and the other one is just keep doing all the life. FB life.
Yeah, the videos. I'll tell you guys, when you're having conversations and relationships with people, and then you're just doing your lives and doing your thing, no matter what, even if you think that they're not watching, they are. And this might be what Michelle Rowland was experiencing and Palin, is keep going live. And then when they're ready, it's just like the timing's right. Everybody's thinking about it at the beginning of the year. This can really be something that that sticks, right? And that's what we're going for. It's not just a 30-day program like I'm going to join the gym. It's more of a community. So, well, thanks, Palin. Anything else you want to share with us about
Thank you.
that? Okay, great.
Yeah, thank you. I just keep learning along with every one of you. Thank you.
Yeah, glad to have you.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's great, right? Does anybody have any questions based on any of the shares that we've heard so far? You can just unmute yourself. Yeah, go ahead, Heather.
I'm just wondering, Instagram lives don't go over to Facebook Live. Does anybody have, like, if you do a live in Facebook, do you guys redo the live in Instagram? Do you record it? Or do you just pick, like, I go back and forth between Instagram and Facebook. Has anybody got a good system for that? I don't have a good system where you pick to go live, and is there a way to share it other than re-recording it on your phone and uploading it?
Does anybody want to chime in on that? Have any strategies?
I can tell you what I've noticed is that I can't go Facebook to Instagram, but I can go Instagram to Facebook, and I can go TikTok to Instagram. However, people don't open it because it says Instagram.
Yeah.
So I tend to just make the video, because I do about one live a week, and I make the video, and that way I can upload it to both.
So you're doing the video on your phone and then you're uploading it. That's what I was doing, but I've been trying to go live, and then I don't have it in Facebook, and I don't have it on Instagram.
Yeah, so the live what I know some people do is they just have multiple devices in front of them. So if you have a tablet and a phone, you can be live on Facebook and live on Instagram at the same time. Or if your laptop does that, my laptop doesn't. I mean, maybe it does. I have no idea how to do it. So
Right.
I'm not exactly the right person to ask, but I do know that using multiple tools and devices is usually what most people do to stream to multiple places at once, unless you do a Zoom, but then again, Zoom only goes to one place. So
yeah, okay. So I mean, yeah, I don't really worry about the algorithm, but I just was trying to go live more. But like sharing my story, people on Instagram haven't heard my story of healing, and maybe I just need to do it here and upload it. But thanks.
yeah, yep.
I'm pretty sure that's what Rita does, is she videos it and then she places it. Now there might be a way to place it, I don't know, as more of a live setting where it's not, and that's what I would look for if you're able to. Maybe we could ask Rita, because she's really good at that stuff. So
Yeah, she'll watch the replay too, so she might just respond to that. So, okay, great. Thanks, ladies. We are going to be talking about, Amy, do you want to present what we're presenting on?
Yeah, I think we had one more share, and I think she just popped on.
Oh, she did. Ilsa, hi.
Hi. I'm so sorry. I had a connect call that went over and they were just talking to me. I couldn't dip out. So my apologies to all of you.
Well, welcome to the call. We were just talking to Palin and Michelle about UBT, and you hit UBT recently, and we just wanted to see if there was any pearls of wisdom that you wanted to impart on us on if you have any strategies or tips or just what that was like for you if it was your first time.
Yeah, it was my second time hitting UBT and it's been a while since I hit it. So it was one of those things that I felt like it was like getting further and further away from me as far as like mastering this rhythm of 3 that I wanted to do. So at the beginning of this year, I decided that I was going to shift the way I was doing things and lead with my mindset instead of the masculine actions. Because I'm really good at like scheduling meetings and all of these things, but I'm not good at slowing down and taking time and taking care of myself and my mindset. So I've been integrating when I wake up in the morning, when I'm still in bed, I do 2 minutes of breath work. And then I put on a subliminal or a meditation and I spend 5 minutes just focusing on what I'm calling in and what I want to be experiencing in the future. And really getting sensory with that. Like, what am I seeing? What am I feeling? What am I tasting? What am I smelling? What am I hearing? And that alone, I feel like has shifted my energy on a level where like all of a sudden people are reaching out to me instead of me reaching out to them, which is really cool. It's been very exciting in the last few weeks, like seeing this momentum build just from my frequency shifting. And my mindset has also shifted from like, who do I have to find to how is it going to happen? So that's been a really beautiful shift as far as like last week. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to hit UBT, but I might. And then I was like, you know what? I think I am. And there was some sense of trust that set in to the situation as well that I haven't felt before. And there was just an openness of like, how is it going to happen? Like a curiosity of like, who's going to find me today? And it did just like, things just dropped into place naturally in a way that they never have before. So that was really cool. And then the living list, like Laura Gucci was sharing at the retreat, and I've been resonating with that a lot. One thing I did this past beginning of the month is I had my first live event, and I actually got on the phone and I called a bunch of different practitioners, and I was like, hey, do you want to come do this with me? So I got like 10 other practitioners to come and join me. And I made so many connections from this event that like all of a sudden I feel like my list is living for the first time ever, as far as I have these people that I never even thought about connecting to, and they have people that they want to connect into, you know? So instead of just feeling like I have to get my friend to sign up for this cleanse, I feel like I have people that are stoked to work with me. And also the list is just growing, and like there's it feels like a lot of opportunity there. So those are my main things that I feel like have shifted a lot this past month and are working for me. And it's exciting new energy. So I want to share that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So the mindset, right? And that time in the morning is so precious if you can give yourself a few minutes, even if you have to get up earlier, and that can look like prayer, it can look like meditation, it could look like a walk, it could look like yoga, but really connecting to, like Michelle was saying, like reconnecting to your why and just imagining like what it feels like to have that. And not so much worrying about the how, but really lining up with what's possible. So at the end of the day, again, it's all about relationships. It's about the long game. It's about supporting people and lifestyle changes. And there's going to be ebbs and flows and pulses, and your business, just like your list, is living. And just look at it like, wow, all these people made it onto my list. Like, how did that even happen? I look at my list every day and just like, these people came through. You know, I had somebody come that today, I'll just tell you guys a quick story about, I've just been praying for a situation for renting our house. And a friend of one of my clients came up to look at it and potentially help us rent it. And it turned out she's dealing with mold and she's spending thousands of dollars driving 3.5 hours. And it was like this, like how she just was in my living room. And she happens to know like the perfect couple that are looking for like exactly this situation. And I don't believe that that just happens because I'm being walking around unconscious in my life, or I'm like, making all these lists. It happens because I'm really connecting with the source in it. And I'm spending time in prayer every morning that this will happen and that I'll have the cognizance to realize like the people that are coming in front of me have been praying for the solutions that I have. And we're all just one conversation away. We really are all just one conversation away from something that will totally shift our lives and the lives of the people that we're working with. So just building your belief in yourself that you're capable of these conversations and that people really do want to hear what you have to say. I mean, people don't want to be taught in every conversation what's wrong with them. They want to feel heard. And so if we just ask questions and we really look at like, one of the places I want you guys to look, and Amy and I are going to talk about retention, and she's going to present on a few things today, but there's a list there that you guys don't even realize is hot and living for you. I mean, you can just go look at the people that are requesting your friendship. Those are people that saw something that you did and want to hear more about you. And so, even if you haven't done an event or you don't have an offer as a practitioner, like it doesn't always have to look like that. Backing somebody out of an offer so that they're still could look like filling their cart with the optimal protocol. And if they say that's not my budget, you can bring it back to a ULT plus immune and get them started for 90 days on that program. There's your recidivism. 3 order, so it's all about this conversation in this list. So I would encourage you to go and look at the people who are requesting your friendship. And here's what I do. I say to people, every single person on my friend request list, thank you so much for reaching out. I usually will go to their profile and just see if we have anything in common or if we have any friends in common. And then I say something like, it looks like we have some overlap, or I love that you're interested in XYZ too. Like, I'd love to chat with you sometime and see if we can collaborate on something, or I can interview you, or we could cast a wider net, or what's lighting you up in the world and what's lighting you up about my profile. Sometimes I don't even ask for the call yet. I just want to know why, how'd you find me? What's got you lit up about what I'm doing? And so those are very organic, easy conversations to have where you're not blowing up your friends and your family's list. And, so I want you to look there. And then Amy, do you want to hop on with me and just talk about kind of where we're going today with the rest of the 30 minutes?
Yeah, sure. So I think we wanted to talk about the 90 minute talk, not the 30. It's a 90-day protocol, not the 30-day protocol. When I talk to someone at first, I tell them that this is, I want to work with people that want to invest in a 90-day protocol. We'll start with 30 days and there's no obligation. And that kind of leads into the SMART order is, there's no obligation to go any further than 30 days, but I think you're going to want to. And if we sign you up for this SMART order right now, you're going to be earning double the points. You're going to be earning free product, points that will be used for cash later. And it's very simple to cancel at any time. And your products have a 60-day money back guarantee. So everything, when you have that confidence in you and that energy of like, you want this, they're going to feel that too. And there's no hesitation. And it's such a difference, because I did have that hesitation of like, oh, I don't know, they're not going to like a SMART order, but it's like no big deal to me anymore. And I feel like it's a disservice if you don't help them earn this free the free products and the free things. So, and there's been some changes lately around the buy 3 get 1 free. So I do want to make sure that you all are aware of that, because that was part of my leverage of that, was definitely the Biomedic and the Zinc Aid are buy 3 get 1 free, and now they aren't. So I got to remember to stop saying that, but there's still benefits to this still, right? So if you are not familiar with what is buy 3 get 1 free, it is in iShop. You can find it in iShop. I'll share my screen for 1 second just so you can see how to get there. So it's right here. If you go to incentives, it's right up here, buy 3 get 1. So, and remember that the Kids Epigenius is now called Epigenius Family. So just changing those little languages, because you'll say Kids Epigenius and then they'll be looking for this. So I really liked when I'm talking to any kind of family or mom, I always bring up the fact that this is the only shake that's on buy 3 get 1 free. So it's a good investment and I love it. I have this every day too. So that is one thing we were talking about. So 90-day conversation, signing up for Smart Order. Do you have anything to add on that topic, Michelle?
Thanks. I couldn't
On,
my mute button.
yeah.
Go ahead, Michelle. Did you want to say something? Go for it.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. Yeah, as far as the 90-day conversation, really when I'm talking to people, I just say things like, when you get started with us, the language is as if it's already happened. So when we get to the part of getting signed up and enrolling, a lot of times I'll either walk them through it or I'll just create the account myself with them on the phone and sharing my screen, and then just show them what I'm doing. And then I show them, this way your first and second order is built right in. We're going to talk again. You're going to get an email from the company. I literally just say, you're going to get an email from the company on the 13th. That's your cue that we're going to talk somewhere between the 13th and the 21st. And I set up the auto ships for the 21st, because then for me, when I'm time blocking my month, I know that between the 13th and the 21st, I'm going to be circling back around with everybody and finding out where they are in their program, what they really need, and show them that Smart Order sometimes doesn't even ship. I've had customers for over a year and their Smart Order has never shipped, because we're always just working on their protocol or what they're doing with maintenance. And some of them completely just have Smart Order on file and are cruising on a Core 4. So, but that little bit of extra customer service at the beginning and the languaging at the beginning really helps just get that Smart Order on file. And then, Amy, this is your busiest time of the month too, right? Do you kind of do the same thing? And how are you reaching out to your clients between the 13th or your customers and the 21st? And with, what is this time of month like for you?
So yeah, today and tomorrow will probably be pretty busy because Saturday is the 21st. So I just typed up some kind of languaging. This is probably what I'll go through and send. And I use my back office. So I'm going to kind of show you how to use your back office at this time of the month.
So you go into your back office at this time of the month and you look through it. You're looking for people who have a Smart Order on file, people who don't have a Smart Order on file. Show us what you're looking at here.
I'm looking at people that have a Smart Order on file. So
Okay.
if you go into your view unilevel team, and I usually you can go right here, this Smart Order BV, and I move it right by their name.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, because sometimes it's way out there and it depends, that's how big your screen is, right?
That's
So
exciting.
I go by that, and then I move the last order date next to it. Because if you don't, their order they might have already ordered, and you kind of want to look like you know what's going on. So if someone's ordered at the beginning of the month, so what's today, January, right? So this person, Debbie, has a huge smart order on file, but she already ordered in January. So I feel like she'd be okay. I wouldn't need to touch base. Hopefully I touched base earlier, because usually I have everyone set up on the 21st. Harry Styles, last time he ordered was the 21st. So it looks like he uses his smart order. He's got a smart order on file. So I would go to his ID number, pull that up, look at his back order to see, yep. So that's going through on Saturday. Can't see what it is, so I'd send him a message. So I just go through the list and go through everyone that's got a smart order on file. Which
So you guys can see in the comments, hi, friendly reminder, your smart order is going to process Saturday. I want to see if you have questions. Let's check in and see where you want to move forward with this. So that's a great one. I know Amy Stieg and I kind of came up with one to send out on the 12th that says, hey, you're going to get an auto ship message from the company tomorrow. You know, don't be nervous. That's your cue that we're going to talk. I can't remember what it says. Amy, Stieg might be able to put that in the comments as well. So you go through all that, then that's where you have your list, correct, Amy Krynicki? Whoops, I lost
say that
you.
again.
So that's how you have your list for this particular week and how you know where you're working. Heather, I see your hand up. Did you have a question? I know you do this too, right, Heather?
I'm muted. Sorry. It's gotten crazier. I'm not as organized like at keeping up with it. I feel like the more people I have, the worse it's gotten at keeping up with everybody. Because when you have, I'm wide customer wise. So are you doing automated like a text message or a voicemail or a text thread and messenger? I keep thinking I need to do that text thing that we talked about at one of our meetings, like the automated texting.
Yeah, so there's stuff like that. I mean, Amy Stieg and I just came up with that email for the 12th that would go out to everybody who had a smart order on file so that people didn't freak out, change their things, that they knew that they had options to talk to us. And then Amy, how are you reaching out to your people? Are you doing like a group with blind copies email, or are you just personally reaching out one-on-one?
I personally reach out one-on-one. Yeah.
And you have a lot of active enrollees. I think, Heather, Amy has probably maybe the same amount monthly. It is a lot of customers, 20 to 30 clients to keep up with, or so that's why Amy Stieg and I were looking at sending the email. Like, that's going to happen. Be sure to reach out to us unless you're good with their smart order shipping. Then there's no need. We'll follow up with you at the end of the month or the beginning of the month. And so I've been using the I forget what these are called. I want to say CRM, but that's not what it is. CSPs in the binder. And I got the dates things. And I know, is Camille still here? Camille did a training on using the binder system. So I just took the copy of the company's format and I made it a little different so I could add more notes to it. But ever since Camille's training, I've been using the system to put people in the date. So Camille, do you want to speak a little bit to, are you still using the binder system?
And I'm thankful for this call because I was like, oh, I need to update my past couple of clients. So and this is a great call, by the way, ladies. Thank you. It's very, very helpful. So I am a big resourceful type of person. I don't like to spend money on things that I don't have to. So I went to the thrift store and I got a few binders. They were 50 cents a piece. And Um, let's see, and then went to Target and got 5 packs of dividers. They're 99 cents each, so that I had enough for each day of the month. And then I've got my customer service practice. I went to the library and I printed out a few of these. I stapled them together. And basically, the day that your client starts, let's say, let's see, let me find one that's in here. Okay, so my client started on the 14th. Oh, no, the 11th. I can't even read my own writing. So the 11th. And so you just, it's so simple. This is in boards. I'm a very visual person. So it's, I believe it's in the corporate support, and it's like got a little red cross type of logo. So you can take this and you can email it to yourself, and then you can take it and print it out. And it gives you the exact instructions on what to do on the first phone call. So when they first get their order, you kind of keep an eye in the back office under their order number, and you can check tracking. If you click on the order number, you can see if it's still processed or if it's been tracked, and then copy and paste that order number to FedEx and find out when it's going to ship for them. Shoot them a text and say, hey, this is supposed to arrive, on Wednesday. Let me know as soon as you get it so we can hop on the phone real quick, FaceTime, and I'm going to help you unbox it. So
Thanks. Yeah. So you can see that like everybody uses it a little differently. I changed it so that I can just make notes, and like I text people on the 13th, and I wrote, I sent message, and then I put them forward to the 18th so that I know that if I haven't heard from them, I'm gonna re-contact them on the 18th. And if I have talked to them and their smart orders going through, then I just put it back up to maybe the beginning of the month. So you can use this as a tracking system in whatever way feels aligned. But as far as the smart order, it can be really helpful, especially for people that are either on the auto order or that, might need a little tweaking, or even people that are asking you questions all the time. It's just a way for you to stay organized so that you're not just in your inbox and feeling disorganized. And I love it. Camille, did you actually make a video training of that? Do I remember that correctly?
Yeah, I can throw it in the chat.
Yeah, would you? That'd be really super helpful. So if you guys don't know where to find this, you can grab your phone right now and just go to your boards app. And so Amy, you use this system too, right? All right, you want to extrapolate a little more and tell them how to get to where it is, and maybe we can go a little further. Can you unmute? Yeah.
If I'm honest, I have it all printed out and I haven't really used it. I'm trying. I just go to the back office and I do, and I just kind of know. And I honestly have everything in my computer. I'm trying different ways.
Yeah, and that's a great system. I definitely have a couple of people who don't have smart order on file, but I want them to order every month. And so I make sure that they're in my binder. But I love that you are using your back office and then just going down the line, shooting a message, going down the line, shooting a message. So it's just what you're comfortable with. I'm old school. I like colored pens, and I like, paper. That's how organized. But if you were to see my house, like there's little bits of paper everywhere. So, we're all learning, and hopefully this strategy is helpful.
Yeah, I like my strategy.
CSP? Can you take us there, Amy?
I was just going to mention, so I have a Mac, a computer Mac, and I use my notes in my computer, like the app notes. And I have like a Purium folder, and I mean, this was helpful for before boards, but now I use boards for a lot of it, but I still have like a folder of clients. So that way, I mean, I have a lot of clients. So if someone calls me or texts me, or a brand partner asks me about someone and I don't have to have the binder. So sometimes this is more helpful because I can just use it on my phone. And then I have everyone's notes right there. Like I have a couple Becky's, that gets weird. So like, so that's been helpful. So what was your question you want me to walk through?
Just so to get there, it's just boards, Purium, next steps, and then on the top right is the CSP.
Okay.
Okay, so hopefully that's helpful, just having the language in, Heather, give me 1 second. Did you just drop off the call entirely? No, there you are. Having the language ahead of time, talking to people as if you feel like it's a good fit, like just what it's like to work with you, you know, what it's going to be like in the 90 days. We're going to take the first 30 days. So they really have an idea of how it's going to go. And then when you go to sign them up, you can preface it with, you know, we're going to make sure your first and second order is set up properly. And we'll be touching base. Actually, the company sends you an email about an auto ship, but it's actually for a week later. So we'll talk sometime before then. But right now we'll just have it set up this way in case you want it to, this is all you need. It can just automatically ship. You know, we're just prefacing it ahead of time so that it's really just normalizing it. And then becoming customer service so that we don't ever want our clients to, or customers to be calling in to the office when we can handle most of this. So I think this is another place to get into. But Heather, I wanted to see before we slid off that subject, what your question might be.
I just wondered, I mean, I have clients who haven't ordered, you know, in forever, who drop off, that I don't stay in touch with just because I have so many clients who are so time consuming and sicker. But I wonder, do you guys reach back out to people who you just know aren't ordering, they've taken another path? Do you touch, I mean, if they're, I just can't, like when you've got 100, 120 customers, it's like too many people if they're
Yeah.
not ordering to follow up with. So I tend to have 40 or 50, do you know what I mean, that I stay in
Yeah.
touch with. But
So the nice thing about the back office, and maybe Amy can pull it up, is you can toggle emails and capture and export an email list. So, and I just learned this really effective email strategy today that I'm going to try with my customers that haven't ordered in a few months, but used to order all the time, or people that don't have smart orders on file. And it's really like the email header is quick question. You know, are you still working on reducing inflammation in your body? Are you still, like, that's the whole body of it. You know, you can even go into people's accounts that you've seen haven't ordered or don't have a smart order on file. And, you know, just make them a little offer at the bottom. I'm offering, so I don't know if you guys heard me on the Monday call, but I discovered people I had no idea who they were that were actually became my customers. And it was because brand partners didn't stay eligible. Somebody downgraded. And so I didn't know who they were. But suddenly when I went into my back office to look at smart orders for this week, there were all these people there. And so I did reach out to them, and I got their email from the back office, and I sent them just a quick email. Hey, this is Michelle. I am offering a free, you know, if you're not a practitioner, you could do something different. Like everybody that ordered from us in 2022 is being entered to win, you know, a biomedic. Like you could do a promotion. You could say, you know, I'm doing free 15-minute calls to see if, you know, how you're doing with your goals. But it could just be something really quick and a reach out. But I think there is a lot of value there. Yeah, so Amy's saying I don't touch base every month, but once in a while I'll go back or send an email with a group or to a group. So yeah, I mean, that's your hot market, right? Yeah, go ahead, Amy.
Well, I wanted to go back to the 90-day thing about normalizing. Like the company's even normalizing it for us too, by creating like the first starting kit with the ULT that comes with the 2 super cleansars now, and then there'll be the refill kit. And I don't know if you guys got the text today, but I had a person get their kit delivered and it had no schedule in it whatsoever, which was no tracker or something, which maybe user error, but maybe not. But there was a text that went out today. I wanted to show you guys this, the new tracking system that's coming with their
So excited.
ULTs.
Yeah.
It's really cool. So, and even in this tracker, you can see that it's got day 30, day 45, day 60, day 75, day 90. So like the company's listening to us and working with us with this. So it's really great, great, great. I love this. I think it's amazing. And then this second page, like, I mean, I have some people that are great. They can do it. And then I have other people that every day is a struggle to remember how to take everything, right? So look at this, day 11. I mean, it's got everything lined up. So they can literally just be using a check mark and be like, yes, I took my super aminos. Yes, I took my, so
Beautiful.
check this out and make sure you're aware of it, that this is coming in. Hopefully it should be coming in their ULTs now.
Yeah. So, and what, and for those of you who might be new or you don't know, we always recommend doing 2 30 days in a row so that the second parasite flush, the second 10-day immersion will mop up any larva or that the parasites, eggs that the parasites may have laid that have become larvae when they're leaving the system the first time. So, but what was happening was every single box came with every single, piece of literature. And corporate sent out a text today, Bob. I don't know that all of us got the text because I don't see it either, but some of us definitely did. So check your email and keep an eye out for it. So what the company did was they made it so that there's enough in the kit to do both rounds of super cleansar, and then you can order your next order. It doesn't have to be a ULT plus immune, this with all the literature in it. It's the refill pack so that you can go into the second part of the cleanse and you just have what you need. You don't have all this, the tape measure and everything all over again. So that's super cool. And they've updated the tracker system. So it looks like Amy dropped the link in the chat, so you can find it there. This is definitely what's coming down the pipe. But so now it just comes down to how you're languaging it and how you're talking to people about it, because the kit is literally set up like this, right? We work with 90 days at a time. We use the first 30 days to get you used to adding superfoods into your routine. You're going to notice your tastes are changing. You're not going to crave the same. We've got a system, we've got a community. First and second order will be built right in. Like it's just normalizing it. Does that feel good? Does anybody have any questions on that? Okay. Let's see what else. How can we just got about 5 minutes left. So, Amy, is there something we didn't cover that we wanted to today? Is that a no?
Yeah, I think everything on our list we covered.
Okay, good. All right, great. Well, so then why don't we just take a few minutes and we can open up to questions. I don't know if you want to record it or stop recording for the questions. Maybe we could leave it on since it's relevant to training.
Mhm.
So ask some questions. Or if you have anything to add, like what is your strategy? How are you working? I know Amy, Steve, Camille, does anybody find this time of the month particularly busier because of Smart Order? Do you have any input on potential languaging in the calls, or is there any questions that somebody is having any trouble figuring out?
That was really helpful, what you guys are sharing. And I do something different. I've been doing index cards. And then they start to get filled up every time I talk to someone, and I staple another index card and put the date that we talked, just because I'm a paper person, the computer stuff. But I love Amy's idea with the notes on the phone, to have everything there instead of, if I go travel, I need to take my little box of index cards. My box is full. Like, it never was full. It's packed. And then if I do connect calls, I have notes with people who haven't signed up that I have in another spot in the box, just as a reminder for people to follow up with. But I do not have the system perfected at all. I need to get more organized, but thank you. That was really helpful.
Yeah, we're all trying to figure it out, right? So it's just being organized, staying close to the fire. Bob, did you have something to share?
Yeah, I was just wondering, Amy, when you shared when you're in the back office and you have all customers, and then you found the date that their smart orders coming in, I don't find that. Is there a way of adding more columns in there that I'm missing?
Yeah, that's a good question, Bob. So the column only shows the points of the smart order. So you can only see that they have a smart order on file. To see the actual date it's going to go through, you have to click on their ID number, and that pop-up window will come up with more info, and you'll see backup order, and that's where you'll see the date.
Okay, I guess you just had the start date next to it.
Yeah, I had this. No, I have the last time they date. Yeah, the last order. So that if they've already ordered this month, then that smart order is not going through unless they have a new smart order set up.
Or unless they hit always ship.
Right, the always ship.
I'm not finding that date column.
Here, I'll share my screen again.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks.
So things to remember is building relationships, getting organized, mindset, languaging, just posturing, talking about the smart order, getting that set up right away, and then the follow-up and customer service. So Amy is in Unilevel team, and she's clicking on the number next to the person's name, and then she's going to click backup orders. And so she can see that this person has a backup order, and if it's before the 21st, it's going to show that it's going to ship on the 21st. So how she knows that it's not going to ship most likely is by the other column that she moved that says the last order date. Most people don't have the box checked that says ship anyways. So there's two scenarios where you can, if you place an order before your smart order, it gives you the double points, it place saves you, and it pushes your smart order forward. Or you can click always ship, which means no matter how many times you order in a month, your smart order will always ship on the 21st, but most people don't do that. Thanks, Amy. Okay, is that Lisa? Yeah, Lisa.
Can I ask a question?
Hang on one second, Palin. Just one person in front of you, and then after Lisa, you can.
Hi, ladies. Thank you so much. I have a newbie question really quick. Thank you, Michelle, for being willing to help us out, and all you ladies. My question today is, so what happens with my customers that revert to that 15% discount? What do you do to help bring them back up, and how is it just one order that needs to be placed in order for them to come back to the loyal 25%? I'm not really aware of what do I do with my lapsing customers to get them back into it.
Amy, you want to take that one?
Yeah, they just have to place an order, and it'll go back up. And you can see that in here actually.
Okay, so it goes right back up with just one order placed.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
does it allow them the 30 days again before it would relapse again?
Yeah, I think it actually takes 60 days of not ordering. So if they order in January, but they don't order in February, then it might be until March that they drop back down.
Okay.
But these are people you have their emails, so you can look at their order history by going to the same place Amy went, but instead of hitting backup order, you can look under orders, and you can say, I noticed you ordered for 6 months in 2022. I just want to say thank you for contributing to, my business. I want to know, what was the greatest benefit that you got out of the program? So you always ask them positive questions, not like, what did you think? But you can just say things like, what was your greatest benefit out of the program? Are you still working on reducing your inflammation? Are you still, just thanking them, because I watched something recently, a training that said, like, even if you don't make an offer at the end of that and you're just thanking them, a lot of times they'll respond with, hey, thanks, I kind of fell off and I've been meaning to order, I'm glad you wrote me. Or they'll write back and say, yeah, you know what, it was great for a little while, but I moved to something else. And then you can have a whole conversation around that or not. But that's a good strategy. You have all the data there. So I would keep looking at your back office. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Michelle. And then one other quick question really fast about that. When you skip a month, but you're still on auto ship, there is no reverting to that percent, right? You still do maintain your 25%, but let's say my customer is like, gosh, I am so overloaded on product. Can I just defer it to the next month? There's no problem with that, right? That they don't lose their.
They can just go in and do that. I mean, if they're doing it every month, obviously they're going to lose it, but pushing a smart order forward is not a big deal for 1 month. Yeah. Great question, Lisa.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. All right. We have time for one more. Paylin, are you still here? Yeah.
Yeah. Hey. Yes. Hi. Quick question. So if someone ordered before 21st, when the smart order roll in, you said that it will be pushed back to the next month, but do we do anything about it, or it would automatically shown on the smart order?
It automatically pushes forward unless they've checked the always ship button, but like I said, nobody has. The other thing to keep in mind that I've noticed is that if they go in and change their smart order, a lot of times it will repopulate to the following month and then no order gets shipped out. So that has happened. So I just tell people, don't touch your smart order. It's your place saver. It's your discount. Like, either place an order or we'll just push it forward if you're not going to order this month. But I really try to encourage people not to push it forward, like to change it, because I just think it gets complicated. Is that helpful? But yes, it always will automatically just push if they order.
Okay. Well, what happened to me is I have to do quite a bit for my Taiwanese clients, because for them, each international ship takes extra. So they rather just wait until they order like every few months instead of ordering every month. So I have to really literally change the day for them. But you said that, sometimes I was just afraid that if I forgot to change it, then they sometimes can step in and do it themselves. So I try to delegate them to do it.
Yeah, they just have to go and change the order date to the next month. Yeah. Okay. And if that's happening international and we need to help, like just deal with these clients with auto ship, maybe we can find a workaround by talking to corporate. All right.
Okay.
Well,
all right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. And Paylin has found a third-party shipper, and she ships in Asia. And so if you have questions, you might ask her, but you can look for third-party shippers if you're looking for somebody outside the US, Canada, and Europe. So thanks for joining us. It was great to be able to have this conversation with you all. I'm glad you all showed up, and just really great work, everyone. Thanks again.